Hello everyone, my name is Dr. K.C.H. Apparao, working as an Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Okay, today I would like to explain about lubricating system for IC engines. In previous classes, we discussed the cooling system for IC engines. What is the importance of cooling system? What are the types of the cooling systems? We discussed in previous classes. Now we'll see lubricating system. What is the importance of lubricating system? Objective of the lubricating system. What are the types of lubricating system in IC engines? We'll see. Now we'll see the outcome of this subject. So that one is the course outcome 1. Classify the fuel injection and ignition system to retain the application of combustion chamber types such as T-head and overhead. We'll see the importance of lubricating system for IC engines. Okay, you know very well that without lubrication we can't move the vehicles. It means okay. So lubrication system is very important for the any engines, mainly IC engines. Okay, so all IC engines are equipped with internal lubricating systems. Okay, if there is no internal lubricating system, automatically that IC engines are going to damage. Okay. So without lubrication, an engine quickly overheat. We know this one, and it working parts mainly the piston which is moves in the cylinder. Okay. So it will cease in the cylinder due to lack of lubrication or due to lack of free movement between the piston surface and the cylinder inside surfaces. Okay, so lubrication is very important for them to reduce the friction between two mating parts. Okay, to reduce just like heat which will develop between the two mating parts by the effect of the piston friction. Okay, so you know that all moving parts must be adequately lubricated to assure long engine life. Okay, so we have to provide sufficient lubrication between the two mating parts. Otherwise, due to rubbing, due to the friction by when the moving and when the rubbing the parts, so due to this friction, high heat will generate. That heat leads to damage of the parts. So lubrication system is very important. We'll see first of all what is lubrication. Lubrication is the admittance of oil between the two surfaces having a relative motion. It means the surfaces which are having relative motion between them. So in between them, admittance of oil. So that is the lubrication process. We know this. Now let's see purpose of lubrication. What is the main purpose of the lubrication? So the function of an engine lubrication system are as follows. The main purpose to reduce the friction between two mating parts. So and main to reduce the wear rate. Okay, we know that wear rate increases due to the friction between two mating parts. We can reduce that wear rate or friction between two mating parts by applying the lubrication. Okay. So next, it helps heat transfer or transfer of heat and cool engine parts also. Okay. So this lubrication takes the heat from the engine parts. So due to convection process, you know this one, and due to heat transfer, automatically the engine parts will be cooled. So because high heat, generation of high heat leads to damage of the engines. We already discussed in previous classes also. We discussed what is the disadvantage of overheat in engines. Next, second purpose and the main purpose is that cleans the inside of the engine. It cleans the inside of the engine by removing contaminants. Sorry. So like contaminants means so like metal, dirty, some plastic, rubber, other particles, other very foreign particles which are placed stagnated. Uh, so in the engine, those particles, those contaminants will be removed by the help of lubrication system also. Okay. Next, it absorbs the shocks. This one also very important. So lubrication absorbs the shocks between moving parts to quiet engine operation and increase the engine life. Okay. Automatically, proper lubrication leads to increase the lifespan of the engine by reducing the friction, by reducing the wear rate, and by reducing shocks or observable shocks which are occurs between the two mating parts. Okay. Also, it cleans the contaminants which are stagnated in the engine also. Okay. So these are the main advantages of lubrication system. Next, the method of reducing the friction by introducing substance that is called lubricant. Okay. Between mating parts. Okay. So by applying lubricant between two mating parts, we can reduce the friction or wear rate. So this method is nothing but lubrication process. You see, objectives of lubrication system. What are the different objectives? Main objectives of lubrication system. You know that same objectives are previous one. That is the purposes. Both are very similar. Okay, it reduces the friction, so thus increase the efficiency. So due to the reduction of the friction automatically V rate will be decreased. So by reducing the V rate, we can increase the lifespan, we can increase the efficiency of the engine also. So reduce wear and tear of moving parts, because overheat leads to wear and tear of the engine parts, mainly inner surface of the cylinder or piston surface or piston overhead also. Next, to carry away heat, it adjusts the overheat by heat transfer modes like convection mode. It provides this sealing action. Okay, sealing action between the cylinder and the piston. It means it absorbs the shocks, so which are occurred between two mating parts. Next, it provides protection against the corrosion also. Okay. So overheat and lack of lubrication between two mating parts, that leads to some corrosion effect. Okay. So lubrication system also provides the protection against corrosion. Next, to lubrication film, like lubrication film acts as a cushion or reduce the vibrant also. Just like it absorbs the shocks, because it acts as the lubrication film, act as a cushion. Okay, so it carrying away the grit or other deposits. Same process. Okay, foreign materials, any contaminants which are uh, stagnate in the cylinders. Those contaminants, those unnecessary parts, unnecessary particles will be removed due to the effect of lubrication system. Reduce the noise also due to the effect of friction. So we'll see different types of noises. Okay, by lubrication system, we can reduce the friction, wear rate, tear rate, noise, and shocks. So a lot of problems are there. Automatic lubrication system leads to uh, provide the long life of engines. Okay. Now we'll see what type of oils are will be used for the lubrication system or lubricating. Okay, so we'll see the properties of engine oil. You know that in engines we'll use the engine oils. Okay. Uh, the design of modern engines allows the lubrication system to accomplish these functions. We'll see what is engine oil. Engine oil, also called as motor oil, so is used to produce the lubricating film. So the main purpose of engine oil provides the lubricating film on the moving parts, in the engine. Just like it, mm, it produces the lubrication film on the piston, crankshaft, connecting rod. So all these things. The military specifications for this type of oil describes that the oil should be petroleum or synthetic petroleum product, okay, or combination of their one also. Next, to lubrication of engine components. Okay. What are the main engine components? Engine components uh, should be required, should be needed for the lubrications. So the main components of ICE engines to be lubricated are mainly piston and cylinder, because the in the cylinder, inner surface of the cylinder, the piston always reciprocates from top to bottom. So there is a lot of chance between lot of chance to for the occurrence of friction between piston and the inner surfaces. Okay, because these are the two mating parts. So for this one, we should provide uh, lubrication system. By applying the lubrication system, we can reduce the wear rate and tear rate, and will provide lubrication system also provides the free movement of the piston in the cylinder. Otherwise, it will be sealed in the engine cylinder. Okay, so piston and cylinder, these two parts are very important. Next, main crankshaft bearings also, okay, for the free movement of crankshaft and connecting the rod also. Lubrication system is very important. Next, small and big end bearings of connecting rods. Different bearings. So in bearings, lubrication is very important. We know this one. Next to functioning of cam and camshaft also. Okay, its bearings also. Okay. For that purpose also, we use the lubrication system. Next, valve movements, valves opening, valves closing, inlet valve opening, inlet valve closing. Okay, valve operating mechanism to provide effective valve operating mechanism. We should provide the lubrication system. Okay, timing gears also. So these are the main important parts to be lubricated for the long life of engines. So we'll see lubricating oils. One is three types. One is solid type. Second one is the semi-solid. Third one is liquid type. Solid type, you can see graphite, molybdenum, the mica also. These are the best lubricating oils. Example. Next to semi-solid, we'll see heavy grazers. We'll use this type of grazers. Uses in automobile sector, and some mm, lifting of equipment also. In some areas, many areas we just like we use the lubricating oils. Next to liquid type lubrications, mineral oils will use, vegetable oils also, animal oils also. So many oils are there for the lubrication system as a lubricant. Okay. Now see what are the different properties of lubricants. So there are 14 specifications or 14 properties are there for the lubricants. We'll see few of them which are very important. The chief qualities to be considered in selecting of oil for the lubrication are how to check viscosity. Next, 5 point. Next, flash point also, cloud point also, pour point also, pouring. Next, oiliness. Next, corrosion effect, emulsification, physical stability, chemical stability also. So due to the just like climatic conditions, the solidity, stability will be changed. Okay, neutralization number also. Next one, adhesiveness, film strength, specific gravity. So these are the very important properties for the lubricants. Based upon these properties, lubricants will be selected. Okay. We'll see first what is viscosity, what is the importance of viscosity for the lubricating oil. Okay. The first properties of lubricant, viscosity. You know that it is the measure of resistance to flow of an oil. Okay. It is the measure of resistance to flow of an oil. So it is measured in symbol universal seconds, SUS. Next, viscosity index is very important. The variation of viscosity of an oil with change in temperature. With respect to temperature, variation in the viscosity is measured by viscosity index. It is represented by VI, viscosity index. Okay. So variation in the viscosity with respect to temperature. Smaller the variation of viscosity, higher the viscosity index. Okay, viscosity of paraffin oil is 100%, 100. Okay, next viscosity index of naphthenic oil. So that is 0. So these are the some ranges of viscosity indexes. So next one we'll see flash point. What is the importance of the flash point? So it is defined as the lowest temperature at which lubricating oil with flash. So it is defined as the lowest temperature at which lubricating oil will flash when small flame is passes across its surface. So this is the just like flash point. Okay, we have to identify that lowest temperature where the lubricating oil will flash. So that is the flash point with respect to temperature. Next, fire point also. Fire point. So it is the lowest temperature at which oil burns continuously. Oil burns continuously. So then the fire point is also must be high in lubricating oil so that oil does not burn surfaces, because the rate of this point rate should be high. Okay, so because the lubricant should withstand to at a certain temperature. Okay. So next to cloud point also very important. When subject to low temperature, the oil changes from liquid state to a plastic or solid state. So at particular temperature, the liquid state lubricant is converted into a solid state or plastic state. Okay. So in some cases, oil starts solidifying, which makes it to appear cloudy. So the temperature at which this takes place is called the cloud point. These are the very important properties. Next one we'll see pour point also. Pour point is the lowest temperature at which lubricating oil will pour. Okay, so pouring. So it is an indication of its ability to move, ability to flow at particular temperature, lowest temperature, least temperature. Okay, next oiliness also. This is a property which enables oil to spread over adhere to the surface of the bearing. It is the most important in boundary lubrications. Okay, next one, corrosion. Okay, a lubricant should not corrode the working parts, and it must retain its properties even in the presence of foreign matter or any additive salts. Okay, so it should effectively reduce the corrosion effect. Okay. So this one also very important. So these are the main properties of the lubricating oil. Based upon these properties, lubrication oils will be selected. Now we'll see the types of lubrications. So mixed lubrication system, petrol system, or they mainly this is employed in two-stroke petrol engine. Okay. So in this system, the petrol and lubricating oil are previously mixed in the fuel tank. Okay. So from where it is supplied to the carburetor. Before coming to the carburetor, this oil is mixed with fuel, petrol. Okay. Properties this nearly 2 to 3%. Okay. It provides lubrication to cylinder, piston rings, and connecting rod, bearings via crankcases. Also, the separate lubrication is provided to those parts of the engine where the mixture of oil and petrol cannot reach, or in case it gives unsatisfactory lubrication system. So for this one, we'll provide the separate lubrication system. Now see, wet sump lubrication system. Um, okay, it is the bottom of the uh, crankcase contains an oil pan. So this is the crankshaft and connecting the system. So here we'll see a pump, oil pump. Okay. So oil pump supply the oil to engine parts. So some pumps are there. This oil pump pumps the or supplies the engine oil to the parts. So these are, we'll see these types of this lubrication system. One is the splash lubrication system. Second one is the splash and pressure feed lubrication system also there. Fully pressure lubrication system. Similar, same system, but some functionings are different. We'll see. This one is we'll see one of the lubrication system, that is the wet sump lubrication system, mainly splash lubrication system. Here there is a big container under this uh, connecting and cranks of movement here. Okay. So this is the oil strainer for crushing or straining of the oil. So this one is the oil pump to pump this oil into the engine parts. Okay. So through this oil is supplied to different parts, your main bearings and next to, so all these parts, connecting rod, bearings, and connecting rod, the piston and cylinders. So all this oil is pumped into these engine parts, on the engine parts. Next to those oils will be collected to same pan of this one. Okay, we'll see some points regarding this one. This suitable for mainly small capacity 4-stroke engine with moderate speed and bearing loads. We'll see 4-stroke 12 4-stroke engines. Okay, big eye of connecting rod is facilitated with scoop. Some scoops are there dipping into the into through the into through to splash the oil. Okay. So oil pump is employed to maintain the level of oil in the rods. Okay, let's see. few points regarding this. Okay, this system employs a large capacity oil sump. This is the large capacity oil sump. Okay, at the base of the crank chamber, under the crank chamber, from which oil is drawn by low pressure oil pump, by the effect of low pressure oil pump and pump. So the oil is drawn and delivered to various parts. So by the effect of this oil pump, the oil is drawn and delivered to different engine parts. So oil there gradually returns back to some after serving the purposes. Mainly suitable for four-stroke engine or moderate speed engines bearing loads. Big eye connecting rod is facilitated with the scoop dipping in through to splash the oil. Okay, so that is the main importance of the scooping. Okay. So next, oil is employed to maintain the level of oil pump is employed to maintain the level of oil in trucks. Okay, so this is the just like one of the lubricating system, splash lubricating system. In different types of lubrication system also, this is called fully pressure due to pressurizing of oil. So this system works. Okay. So splash and pressure system also there. Pressuring of the oil, just pushing of the oil or drawing of the oil, and just accommodate the oil on the engine parts. So different types of lubrication systems also the lubrication for the effective maintenance of the lubrication. So these are the main important points regarding the lubrication system. So finally, we discussed cooling system, importance of the cooling system. We discussed in previous classes. Next, we discussed the importance of lubrication system also. Without cooling system and lubrication system, we can't increase the life of, or we can't sustain the engine parts, or we can't increase the lifespan of or efficiency of the engines. So these are must be needed for effective working of effective functioning of the IC engines. Okay. These are the some references books for the reference to know more information regarding this one. Thank you listening to this class. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.